Alright, somebody wanted me to do a review on my Glock 26 handgun, so here it is. This is the Glock 26. It's in a 9mm. It's a double action only, and it has what they call a trigger action safety system. It's basically internal trigger safety for the gun. It has a 10-round magazine. Alright, pros about this gun. It's very reliable. It's a Glock. It's simplistic. There's no outward hammer, and there's no outward safety to mess with. It will accept all high-cap mags in 9mm for Glocks. That means you can shoot your same mags from your Glock 17 that you can shoot in your 26, if you wish. It'll stick out the bottom a bunch, but you get the point. It's very easy and cheap to custom. Basically, you can do a lot of things to this for a relatively cheaper price than you can normal guns. It's relatively accurate. It's not a tack driver like a 1911, but it's still a good shooting firearm. It's relatively cheap. And I say relatively because it's still pricey. You'll find these anywhere from about $500 up to about $620 in price. That's not cheap, but it's, it could be a lot worse with other handguns. Alright, cons about this gun. If you're not used to shooting Glocks, you might get slide bite. And what I mean by slide bite is, see, this is webbing here. This is where your hand meets the firearm, where your grip is. Some people, if they grab too high, the slide will actually come back and pinch their hand between the slide and the frame itself. This is called slide bite. Personally, I've never had it happen to me, but I've heard some people have it happen. This Glock will pass just about any torture test you throw at it, but it won't pass a limp wrist test. And I'm not sure why that is, but it won't pass a limp wrist test. And what I mean by that is limp wrist test is where you hold the firearm like so. You're not gripping it properly. You're not putting no support behind the recoil. Basically, you're holding it with your thumb and your finger, and you're pulling the trigger with the recoil. Now, for some reason, it fails this test every time. I'm not sure why, but personally, I don't plan on shooting a gun with two fingers anyways. So, you be the judge on that. Alright, modifications for this gun. There's many different modifications you can do to the Glocks. All Glocks in general. And they're relatively cheap. For mine personally, I put on Trijicon night sights. Actually, it came with it used, I may say. I bought this gun used for about $390. Personally, I like to put a little bit of nail polish on my front sight so I can get a better sight picture even, but I still keep the night sights. So that way I got a nice front sight, but I still got the night sights. That's always good. On this model, I got grip tape. It's better for your grip. It's basically skateboarder tape, what they call it. I put a little bit on the bottom here, so when your grip is tight, you get a little grip tape there also. I got mag extension and slide catch release extension, both for that. And I also got a 3.5 pound trigger disconnector. Now, some people say don't use that on a self-defense firearm because it's a little too, you don't want to accidentally squeeze that trigger and, shoot yourself in the leg or something like that. Personally, I don't ever plan on pulling that trigger unless it's in self-defense, type way. But you may not want to get one of those. Personally, I did. You can get a Glock plug for the bottom. Basically, a Glock plug is there's a hole in the bottom of the Glock. I'm not sure why it's there. I know you can connect, stocks to it, like a metal stock, so you can shoot it like a carbine type way. You put a Glock plug in there, it just fills that hole up. For this model, it's kind of neat. Is I got these pierced grip extensions here. Now this takes my 10-round magazine and puts it out to 12 rounds. Plus, you got your pinky, you get a better grip angle on the handgun itself. Without it, you have to actually tuck your pinky underneath the firearm to shoot it. Personally, I don't like that, so I go with the pierced grip extension. It works great for me. Another neat feature about this, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but because of the Glock will accept all 9mm high-cap mags from Glocks, you can take a Glock 17 mag, and with this nifty thing you can buy, it's an aftermarket, you can actually insert it in the firearm, and there you got a Glock 17 mag, and it fits flush with the grip itself. Alright, now this one personally, I have a Glock 17 mag with a +2 in the bottom. So I have 19 rounds here for a spare mag. This is what I carry for my spare mag. So if you know, the shit hits the fan and you run out of your 12 rounds, you have a nice big fat backup magazine that will fit flush with your grip, and it will not hamper you in any way with shooting. You know, and that's always great. You know, you might want to get out of the situation. You need a lot of rounds, cover fire, if you will. Oh yeah, some people are concerned about safety on the Glocks because there's no outward safety. Personally, I'm not concerned about this because I don't want to be messing with the safety in a self-defense situation. But maybe you will. You can get a push-button safety on Glocks. I forget what they're called, but they're aftermarket. I think you have to have them installed by a gunsmith. Or you can get a plug through for your trigger guard here. It's actually, you put a plug right where the trigger would go, and all you got to do to push that plug out to access the trigger is push your finger through, and that plug will actually fall out. It's really cheap. Some people like to do it. It's only like $5 to get it. Oh yeah, another tip for anybody with any handgun for that matter, polish your feed ramp. What I mean by that is, on your barrel you'll see you have a feed ramp that feeds the round. Now that will get tarnished every once in a while, and they'll, you know, help the rounds from not feeding. So what you want to do every once in a while is just hit that baby with a Dremel and just polish the feed ramp. Don't polish the chamber, just polish the ramp itself. Alright, final notes on the Glock 26. It's a great handgun. It's small and compact. It's a little thick. It's not bad. It'll pass just about every torture test you could throw at it, except for a limp wrist. Its high capacity magazines will fit in it, so that's always a plus. You always got more rounds. The Glock 27 is essentially the same thing as the 26. So about everything that I said will apply to also the 27, including the high cap, you know, mag thing at the bottom I was telling you about, where you can use your Glock 17 mags, fit flush. This will also work for the Glock 27. You just use the Glock 22 mags to make the big mag fit in the 27. Same principle though. It's a great firearm, relatively cheap, and I think it's one of the better firearms for self-defense.